Have you ever felt like you're constantly playing catch-up? Like your mind is a browser with too many tabs open and you can't quite close any of them? You wake up tired, your to-do list grows faster than you can tackle it, and even when you finish something, the next thing is already screaming for your attention. It's that relentless hum of overwhelm, isn't it? That feeling that no matter how much you do, it's never enough. We're told to work harder, optimize more, find better apps, or just push through. But what if the problem isn't you or your efforts? What if it's the very foundation of how we live? In the West, we often equate more with better, more things, more activities, more achievements. But in Japan, centuries of wisdom offer a different path, a path to serenity through subtraction. Japanese minimalism isn't about empty rooms or strict rules. It's about finding clarity in chaos, calm in constant motion, and peace in a life that feels too full. It's cure for the chronic overwhelm that's draining us all. In this video, I'm going to show you how Japanese minimalist principles can help you identify the true sources of your overwhelm and provide practical ways to gently release them. So, if you're ready to stop feeling like you're drowning and start breathing a little easier, stick around. This conversation might just be the quiet shift you've been waiting for. Take a second to reflect. When was the last time you felt truly, deeply at peace, not just briefly distracted? Drop it in the comments. Sharing your experience might help someone else find their own path to calm. And if you're tired of the overwhelm and ready for a different way of living, don't forget to subscribe. Let's find that inner calm together. The myth of more is better and the overwhelm trap. We live in a culture that champions accumulation. From childhood, we're taught that success means having more. More toys, more friends, more grades, more clothes, more money, more experiences. This isn't inherently bad, but it creates a dangerous subconscious equation. More equals happiness. The problem is, this more is better mindset doesn't just apply to physical possessions. It seeps into every corner of our lives. More commitments, saying yes to every invitation, every project, every favor, until your calendar is a suffocating block of color. More information, endless scrolling, notifications buzzing, news cycles churning, constantly feeding your brain more input than it can process, more expectations. The pressure to be a perfect parent, an exceptional employee, a social butterfly, a fitness guru, all at once. This constant accumulation, whether things, tasks, or mental inputs, creates overwhelm. It's not just about having too much stuff, it's about having too much everything. Our brains, designed to handle limited inputs, become overloaded, leading to anxiety, fatigue, and a feeling of perpetual inadequacy. Think about it. That bursting closet, it's not just clothes. It's the decision fatigue of choosing what to wear, the guilt of things unworn, the pressure to maintain an image. That endless inbox, it's not just messages. It's the mental load of unread demands, future tasks, and potential conflicts. That packed schedule, it's not just activities. It's the constant rush, the lack of breathing room, the feeling that you're always behind. Japanese minimalism, however, offers a radical counter-narrative. It proposes that less is actually more. More peace, more clarity, more freedom. It's not about deprivation. It's about discerning what truly serves you and gently releasing the rest. By challenging the more is better myth, we begin to unpack the roots of our overwhelm. We start to ask, is this truly adding value to my life, or is it just adding weight? This question is the first step towards a lighter, more intentional existence. If this idea of more equaling overwhelm resonates with you, share in the comments what's one area of your life where you feel the burden of too much. Embracing less, practical wisdom from Japanese minimalism. So, how do we actually do less in a world that demands more? Japanese minimalism offers profound insights through practical applications. It's about cultivating habits that reduce burden, not just decluttering once and for all. Let's look at 3 key areas. Physical space. Remember Kanso from our previous video? It's not about austerity, but about removing the unnecessary so the essential can shine. Your physical space is a mirror of your inner state. A cluttered home often reflects a cluttered mind. Don't try to declutter your whole house. Choose one small area that triggers overwhelm for you. Perhaps your bedside table, your bathroom counter, or just one shelf. Remove everything that doesn't belong or isn't truly used. Then, before you put anything back, pause. Ask, does this truly enhance my calm? Does it serve a genuine purpose right now? This small act of intentional removal creates instant visual and mental relief. Mental space. Ma is the conscious appreciation of empty space and time. In our constantly on world, we rarely allow ourselves true pauses. This lack of ma in our mental landscape contributes significantly to overwhelm. Our minds are always busy, always filling the silence. Schedule ma into your day. This could be 5 minutes of looking out a window without any device, taking a conscious pause before responding to an email, or simply sitting in silence for a few minutes before bed. Don't fill this time, just be present with the space. You'll be amazed at how quickly your mind starts to settle and insights emerge. Time and energy. While not a direct minimalist term, the philosophy of Wabi-Sabi, finding beauty in imperfection and impermanence, teaches us to accept limits. Applied to our time and energy, it means accepting that we can't do everything, and that's okay. Overwhelm often stems from a lack of boundaries, constantly giving away our precious time and energy. Identify one yes that you can transform into a no this week. This could be declining a social invitation you're not excited about, saying not right now to a new project, or even setting a strict time limit on social media. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but each no to the non-essential is a yes to your peace and well-being. By practicing these forms of less, you're not just organizing, you're healing. You're creating physical and mental breathing room that directly combats the feeling of overwhelm. Which of these less actions feels most challenging and most necessary for you right now? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Trading overwhelm for inner calm. So, why is Japanese minimalism such a powerful cure for overwhelm? It's because it redefines your relationship with enough. Overwhelm thrives on the belief that enough is always just out of reach. We constantly chase more, striving to fill perceived gaps, only to find ourselves more exhausted and less fulfilled. Japanese minimalism flips this script. It teaches you to trust your intuition, not external demands. By creating space and removing clutter, you quiet the external noise. This allows you to finally hear your own inner voice, guiding you to what truly matters to you, not what others or society dictates. You stop living on autopilot and start making conscious choices aligned with your values. Embrace imperfection and flow. The emphasis on natural simplicity and the acceptance of limits means you let go of the pressure to achieve an impossible perfect state. You learn to flow with life rather than constantly fighting against its natural rhythms. This reduces the mental burden of striving for an ideal that doesn't exist. Discover your true value. When you strip away the things you accumulate to impress, to distract, or to simply fill time, you discover that your worth isn't tied to what you have or what you do. It's inherent. This liberation from external validation is a profound antidote to overwhelm, as much of our busyness stems from a desire to prove ourselves. Cultivate presence over productivity. The core of this approach is to be fully present with what is, rather than constantly worrying about what should be or what's next. When you're present, overwhelm diminishes because your mind is rooted in the now, not scattered across 1,000 future anxieties. This isn't about becoming a different person. It's about shedding what isn't truly you. All the layers of stuff, commitments, and expectations that have accumulated and are now weighing you down. The cure for overwhelm isn't more doing, it's more being, more space, more clarity, more intentionality. You don't need a radical life overhaul. You need a gentle shift in perspective, one inspired by centuries of Japanese wisdom. What does enough look like for you in terms of peace and calm? Reflect on that and let it guide your next small step towards less overwhelm. Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow and your first thought isn't about your overwhelming to-do list, but about the quiet calm of your space. Your mind feels spacious, not jammed. Your day unfolds with intention, not frantic urgency. That's the promise of Japanese minimalism. A life where you are the curator of your peace, not a victim of overwhelm. It's not a destination, it's a practice. A gentle daily choice to favor clarity over clutter, space over stuff, and inner calm over constant chaos. Your final invitation. Tonight, before you go to sleep, take a few slow, deep breaths. As you exhale, imagine releasing one small piece of overwhelm you've been carrying today. A task you put off, a worry, an unspoken expectation. Then, gently ask yourself, what can I let go of tomorrow to create more peace in my day? Even if just one thought comes to mind, you've already begun the cure. If this video brought you a breath of relief or made you see your overwhelm differently, please like it, subscribe, and share it with someone who's been feeling heavy, someone who needs that quiet invitation to a lighter life. Because life isn't about holding everything together, it's about gently letting go of what was never yours to carry and embracing the profound simplicity that is already your cure. I'll see you in the next one.